Let's continue with talking about graphing square root functions. We're on example 3 now, and this is determining the translation of each square root function from the point 0, 0. So basically what it's asking is, if we think about the basic square root function of y equals the square root of x, we know that starts at 0, 0. And then we know it starts at 0, 0, and it kind of curves like this. Now, all of these functions will be the same idea, and they'll curve like this, but they're not going to start at 0, 0. And we're asking, how does it move from 0, 0? How far right, how far left, how far up, how far down? So let's look at our first one. Y equals the square root of x plus 3. Now, if you remember from the first video where we used Desmos.com to kind of visualize and see these. So this one, if there's anything under the square root, you kind of do the opposite of what it says. So since this is plus 3, that actually means this is going to go left 3. And if you think about what we learned in the last video where we talked about finding the domain of the functions, if we found the domain of this, if you did that, you would get x is greater than or equal to -3. So that's why we're moving left 3. So our next example, y equals square root of x minus 2, this is instead of going left, we go right. We do the opposite here. So that's going to be right 2. Then the other scenario you're going to see is when the square root symbol, whatever's being added or subtracted is not under the square root. So this one I got square root of x, but then we have -5 outside of the square root. That's telling us up or down. So -5 means we're going down 5. Y equals the square root of x, then plus 4 outside the square root. That tells us we're going up 4. Let's look now. We're combining both scenarios, left and right, and up and down. So let's look here. Y equals the square root of x plus 4. So that tells us left 4. The -5 tells us down 5. Let's look at this one. Y equals the square root of x minus 1 plus 6. X minus 1 tells us we're going right 1. The plus 6 tells us we are going up 6. All right, so there's a few examples of that. I got one more video with a word problem on graphing square root functions.